Welcome to episode 2 of the Rust to Road series, where I'm going to try and save this Mark II Mx-5 from the rust rot. Today we're going to be trying to cut off as much of the rust as we can on this left hand side, and we'll see where we get to. Previously on Rust to Road, we collected the Mazda, and I showed you around everything wrong with her. I also asked you to deliver us a name, and these two legends provided. So welcome to the channel, Bonnie Miata. After jacking Bonnie up, it was time to make a plan. First step will be to take the inner arch lining, which is this bit, all the way back to good metal. Yeah! Success! So what we've done so far, we've taken out all the rust from this inner archway and ground it down. The next step in the master plan, I think, is going to be to get this rear end plate. Yeah, we need to remove this. Obviously, the bad mechanic prod tells us that's no good. And then this is also not any good. So this is the inner rear sill. I've ordered a new one of those, and I've ordered a new one of those. So we're going to get them cut off today, see what's really under there. So to remove this end plate, we're going to drill out the rivets on the back, or spot welds, and hopefully that we'll be able to do all of those, and then we'll grind this back and try and find the other ones. That'll be how we get that off. Now that's all the rivets, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rivets on the outside, and hopefully we're just going to cut along that right hand edge and it'll just pop off, he says, hopefully. Okay, so what I'm thinking, because I don't want to damage too much of this, is to cut down here, and then hopefully all this section can come away, and that will help us figure out how we're going to get that next bit off in the cleanest way possible. So just straight cut here. I'm absolutely rubbish at angle grinding. Fair play to the pros. Okay, in theory, should be nothing holding this on now, but it's pretty loose at the top. We missed the spot weld at the bottom, maybe. Maybe the big hammer. Big hammer. Okay, it's just a little bit of metal here, I think, holding it on. Just maybe this one spot weld here not quite drilled out enough. Right, it might have spot welds. There's a section in there, I think. There's a spot weld here, maybe. It's the only thing I can think of, because it's pretty well off everywhere else. So, we live and learn. There's a central line of spot welds. There's one here, I think. One spot weld there, yeah, spooky ghost. Fighting back. It's a slither. Fair play to the guys who do this all day. It's tough. Tell you what, it's hard going. That's tough. That is tough. But here we have most of the rear sill plate off. Let's take a breather. Alright, with that off we can see the underlying structure, which maybe I should have googled beforehand, but this is all good stuff up here. A little bit, a tiny bit of surface corrosion, but not too worried about that. Up here feels pretty solid, so we'll take it back as far as the new panel, but I don't think any more. I need to work out how to get this off. I think just cutting along there, like I said before, and seeing what's left that we can weld to. And then under here, I think it's mostly surface rust, to be honest. I mean, there's obviously this perished, but back there, hoping we can just kind of clean that out. And then this is the roof drain, which causes all this rust, I think. It's because it leaks at the bottom, and there's nowhere for the water to go. And you can obviously see a bit of filler there, which is classic bad repair. So this is going to come off. bit spooky, but I think we'll just cut through the paint there and get them all this whole bit off. Make sure it lines up properly, because we want this as the frame of reference for everything else attaches to here on the end plate. Here's a very visual representation of why this needs to be done. Call on camera. Like that. So let's cut that vertical piece out and then see how we're going to get the rest out. Okay, we're rivet hunting, and I've found the technique. You gotta just feel the back until you feel like they're not rivets, they're I'll have a bit of rivet count around by now. Spot weld, and then I'm just kind of digging through this filler where I think it is until I see it. There you go. Spot weld hunting extraordinaire. One. I never talked about my day job, but I'll tell you for what, it definitely involves a lot of sitting down, and I'm feeling that in my knees. I should have called the channel a good mechanic and just been good at this, huh? There we go. We're rivet drilling God. They're not rivets. Oh my god, if I get a subscriber every time I say rivet. I have one more spot right on the bottom, so I'm hoping this should just come away now. Just a little bit of persuasion. This is going to be a multi-part installment, I think. So I'll give you a look at what we got to on day one, so you can understand what kind of the art of the possible is, and I'll tell you some of the mistakes I've made. Okay, so let's have a look at what we got. We got the end plate off, which put up a lot of fight. Well, you can see here where the rivets are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's probably one there. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's how many rivets you need to find if you're doing this. I'd say the mistakes I made were cutting off the excess. I should have tried to keep that there, I think, because it would have given me more leverage to wield this off. I would say use a big drill bit, bigger than the spot weld, so that you can take some of the excess around it, because they're bigger than you think they look. And we'll be back in part 2 to take the rest of this box section off and the lower sill, and then we'll start building things up. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see the rest of the journey. Thanks.